This week on Parenting Paused, we're going to go a little bit deeper into the topic of self-aggression. When you were a child and you were just innocently acting however you acted, you wanted something, you had really big desires, and you reached out, often those desires came up against, I'll say, your parents' limitations, and then they resisted. Or they put a barrier up, or they criticized you, or they told you were bad or wrong. Any of you ever told that you were entitled, or you were greedy, you were selfish? So the innocence of your desires as they came out, you were looking for support to meet those desires because you just wanted to feel good. Little ones just want to feel good. And yet when those desires bumped up into your caregivers' limitations, because most likely their desires were judged, then your caregivers get upset. Their faces may get hard and they get, they give you that look. We all know the look from our parents. My mother used to always say Leslie Karen or Barbara Lynn. She would always use our middle names. And we knew when those middle names came that whatever we had done, whatever we desired, was about to get us in big trouble. Now, your parents or your caregivers are like up on the pedestal. They're the ones that feed you. They're the ones that care for you. They're the ones that meet your needs. So, of course, as children, we keep them up on that pedestal in a certain light. And yet when we keep bringing our desires over and over and they keep getting thwarted and resisted and we're told that we're mean, we're rude, we're bad, we turn inside to keep our parents on the pedestal. We start to self-aggress. And that means that we start to believe that those things are true. And then we start to get an internal voice and we actually tell ourselves when those big desires come up again and we're like feeling the life force come inside of us, often we will have an internal voice that will self-aggress and say, who do you think you are? You're too big for your britches. Get yourself back down in there. So you can see we self-aggress then to try to get us back to a place where we can keep those that we feel are protecting us, loving us, meeting our needs. We can keep them up on the pedestal. And then we put ourselves down in the pit to do that. So with our children, we will often self-aggress because, again, those desires get so large. They get so intense. The desire for them to listen to you, the desire for them to respect you, to talk kindly to you. And then when they don't, and then it explodes out, you yell at your kids or you tell them, you can't talk to me that way, or you need to listen to me. Then often what will happen when we see the look on our children's faces because we've exploded out, we turn back in and we self-aggress because our vulnerability was so poignant, so big in the moment, and we weren't able to turn toward that vulnerability. We acted it out just like we did as children. We didn't know how to offer ourselves kindness. We didn't know how to love ourselves through our big desires. We needed our parents to understand that we weren't a threat. So your desires are not an emotional threat to anyone, even though you may run into people's limitations, and they may feel threatened by your big desires. And yet, truthfully, what anyone feels is inside them. You do not cause anyone to feel anything, so therefore you can't fix it by self-aggressing and changing yourself. Now, really take that in. So the bottom line in Pure Joy is we return to those big desires. We open to the life force. We open to the capacity inside to be with ourselves, to guide ourselves, to love ourselves and our big desires so that we can meet our children in their big desires. So if you're a big no person, if you always hear yourself saying no, 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 you want too much, you're greedy, you're entitled, just take some time this week to ask yourself, where are you saying that to yourself? Where are you squelching your big desires? And what would it be like to come alongside yourself and to offer kindness to those desires? Get realistic about those desires. Which ones are possible? Which ones aren't? Just to give yourself space to explore the innocence and the beauty of your desires. All right, lovies, thanks for joining me as always in Parenting Pause. We love having you come over to Pure Joy, hang out, take a course, jump into a small group, join the Pure Joy Parent Coach training that's coming in January, or just come hang out and read. We have lots of places. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have a blog that our beautiful Jess is writing these days. She's one of our master coaches, has 5 kids, and she's right in the thick of it. And so she's sharing all her beautiful insights through Pure Joy. So come and hang out with us, and we'll see you next week on Parenting Paused.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Parenting Paused. If you enjoyed the episode, do me a favor and share it with your mama friends. You can also leave a review wherever you listen, which will support getting the Pure Joy message out. Come on over to the Pure Joy Parenting Practice Facebook page or join me on Instagram to hear more. And don't forget to download your free copy of the Safe Seat course on the Pure Joy website. And while there, check out the offerings page to go deeper in the Pure Joy work.